My guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, I'm standing right here in Saudi Arabia. That's right, in the city of Riyadh, because they're having Riyadh season, which is the first time they're putting this festival together. And it's a festival that consists of over 100 events. And those events go from food to shoes to fashion to everything that you can imagine. But especially, there's an event about cars, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Let me tell you a couple things about Riyadh. Riyadh is obviously the capital of Saudi Arabia. It's also the largest city in the region. It's also the city with the most camels. It's also the city with the largest desert in the world. So there's a lot of great things going on. We're gonna go explore the city, but what we're doing here is simple. We're here because there are a lot of car events happening because of Riyadh season, and one of them is going to be the largest auction ever. They're trying to break Guinness records right now with it, and we're going to see what's going to sell, what's not going to sell, all of the cars that they have standing there, and apparently it's going to be a big event. So why don't you come with me, join me, it's going to be fun. We're going to explore the city. They're opening their doors to everyone in the world so that we get to see and experience the culture firsthand, and that's what we're here to do, baby. Let's go see some sick cars. Join me. It's going to be an amazing one. Let's go. We just came out of nowhere to a random place, and turns out this is kind of like where they're having all of the festivals for the food, and they're having food trucks here. And honestly, it's kind of surprising the amount of restaurants that they have and the brands that they bring here, because they're brands that they just opened a restaurant in LA just now, and they're just getting trendy, and they're here. What? And right behind me, guys, we can see this is the VIP area where all of the crazy cars are. And I gotta tell you, the lineup is something that I've never seen before. I haven't been this excited about being around cars in a very long time. I am so pumped to be here. The cars that I've seen are insane. It reminds me so much of the Geneva car show as far as like the collection that they have here available to everyone to see. I'm sorry if it looks like I'm hugging the camera. I just don't want the wind to fuck this up. But you know what? We're just gonna cut into Sergio's footage so you can see some beautiful cars. I'll see you guys in a second. Enjoy! Here you're gonna see me dance a little bit, and I have to apologize because this whole thing that they used is playing some music. So now this whole area that you're looking at is a little area where people are drifting. Ferrari had cars, so they were giving people rides, but most importantly, that loop is what everyone wanted to see. Also, on the other end, there's a guy on a cannon that he's gonna be thrown into a big cushion, and he's breaking a Guinness World Record while he's doing that. So there's a lot of activities outside of what you're used to and what you're just seeing at a regular car show. Human cannonballs about to jump! And we came to see some old friends here at Pagani. And I want you guys to see one thing real quick. Doesn't that look exactly or very similar to my 730? Just obviously it's got the newer wheels on it and the flags are a little bit different with that blue surrounding it, but it's really, really, really beautiful and it's blue carbon. And I want one again. And I know a lot of you guys don't probably know exactly what this is. Well, most of you are probably familiar with it, but this is the Zonda Barchetta that Horatio made for himself. This is 1 out of 3. And I believe these were selling for 14 million, Sergio?
That was 12.
12 million?
Did it go
12 million. It went up just now. Inflation, Alejandro. It's
Wow.
Alejandro's inflation. Thank you. But God, this is ridiculous. This is such a good looking machine. And it's a Zonda. I mean, one just sold for $5.5 million, and it's not a crazy aspect like
right
this
over
one.
there.
I know. We're gonna go see it right
We
now.
do gotta go see it.
So correction, Sergio, you were wrong.
You were
It's
right, my
15
bad.
million
My bad.
euros. So my appreciation was right. Inflation with Alejandro is absolutely correct. So remember, guys, don't listen to Sergio. This part of the show is owned by 7 Car Lounge, and I want to show you guys because behind me is the most insane lineup in the world. All of these cars are going to be in for auction. So everything you're going to see resting on the green grass is going to be for sale or is for sale right now. And then it's going to go through the auction floor, and some lucky people are going to walk away with some incredible cars. I'm so lucky that I get to come to a brand new place in such a different place in the world, get to meet new people, get to meet a new culture, and see the same thing that I always see and still be amazed by it because of the level of quality that they have here. So let me turn the camera around and get ready because this is about to get nasty. Well, this wasn't here yesterday. This is the first time I've ever seen this. This looks like a drift car, but like a really well put together drift car. Look at the spacing right here in between the wheels. Ooh, what? And there's a proper fire extinguisher there. Wow. It says 1,400 horsepower here. I don't know if that's true, but God, what? Corey, I bet you're losing your mind right now. This is the 760 that sold yesterday for $5.5 million. Totally worth it, one-off, blue accents. It's called the Zonda Riviera, and it looks amazing. There's not a lot of Zondas that I truly like. The 760s, well, I love the Zondas, but not at the level that I love the 760s. The 760s are just something else. I don't know how many of you guys know, but for you to get a 760, you need to get an old Zonda, send it to Horatio, and he's just gonna grab the same VIN, the same engine, and then he's gonna repurpose the whole thing, like those two things, and put them into a brand new car. So this is a modern version of a Zonda. That's what you're looking at right here. And right behind me, what you're looking at is the auction hall. This is where the auction took place last night that I was telling you guys all about, with those cars that sold for this, sold for that, and we're gonna cut to that in a minute. What I want to show you is Silverstone's the one that did all of the auctioning for the cars, but the one that put it together was 7 Car Lounge. So again, just showing you the power of that dealership that they have right here in Saudi, and that's monstrous. Good for them.
Sold to you for 220 million, 225. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. 260. Congratulations. Well done, 1,003,000. Thank you.
It was truly impressive seeing the cars that we only get to see online selling to people who were around us.
Sold to you, sir. Thank you.
And the most baller part of it was that none of them even flinched as they were bidding.
Sold to you.
Now let me catch up with Sergio because we want to shoot the Zagato before it gets dark. Give me a second and I'll see you in a second. And here, what you're looking at is a 599, and I know it looks completely different. It's a Ferrari 599, and it's got a Z on the front, so you're gonna be like, how is that a Ferrari? This is a Ferrari Zagato. Zagato is the company that modified the car and made it a one-off. So they added this design element to the car, inside and outside. And there's only one in the world like this. Last night, it was at the auction, and they offered up to $2 million for the car, and the owner didn't sell because he wanted more money, which I can't believe just a regular 599 that got touched by Zagato can go up in value like that. That is madness. Can't get any closer to the Tomaso Pantera, but God, it's a beautiful car. And I'm looking at it on the screen. It looks nothing like what it looks like in person. The lines are just so much more comprehensible here. Look, I've never seen one of these in person. This is the Apollo Intensa Emozione. Wow! The design language on this thing is just so radical and so different from anything else. This might be the best looking supercar I've ever seen in my life. This looks like straight out of a video game, but it's here in front of me. This is crazy. And also, I just looked at the... Jesus, how? How is that real? And look at the gold surrounding the exhaust. And you guys have heard the videos of it. Oh, you know what? Don't let me waste your time. Sergio, please cut to your beautiful footage of this monster. Now, this is a customer's car, guys, and I want you to look at the paint. The paint is on top of carbon, by the way. It's laid on carbon. This is raw exposed carbon fiber, and it looks amazing. And also, I want you to look at this interior because I legitimately can't believe this. Whoever spec'd this car is an animal and a god. This is incredible, incredible. This is one of the coolest cars I've ever seen in my life. And look at the door too. From the way the door opens, from the way the carbon fiber is laid, from the way that the paint is done, everything about this car screams perfection. This is what you want. You want a car that makes a statement whenever you go somewhere, because it's getting rarer and rarer to be able to do that. I think this is it. So obviously we landed at the Aston Martin facility, if you will. And here's the Valhalla, which is the Senna competitor. Now, I love the design of it. And before we cut to all of the stuff that Sergio's gonna show you, let me show you the interior because it's kind of frightening to me that, I don't know if you guys can tell, but you're sitting on the ground. There's no real seat. Even though the material that they put in there is just for you not to slip, there's no seat. So I don't know how practical that's gonna be. This is one of those that you need to drive before you actually buy. I've learned my lesson, people. And fast forward to a different day because I'm wearing a different outfit. We just had to do it. We ran out of sunlight yesterday, so we just came back super early. And by super early, look at Sergio's face.
I got some sleep today, though. Yesterday, I got no sleep. I feel
This
great.
man right here went to bed at like 3 in the morning and woke up at almost noon today. I swear to God. And so we're here early right now for the event. I wanted to show you a couple things. Number one, these are all the Bugatti Legends. The Bugatti Legends are so freaking rare, and the fact that they're all together here, I don't think you'll ever see them again lined up like this. But what I wanted to show you really is going inside of that place. There's one car I just need to show you. Just one. So let's go. And I have to correct myself here because later on I found out a super bowlerific fact. The same guy owns all of these cars. Look at the presentation here. This is absolutely insane. Insane. This is insanity. The amount of cars and how special and rare and the specs is beyond me. And look at like where they're putting them in. I'm here to show you one car and one car only. Right here, Mercedes SLR Stirling Moss, like the Formula One, legendary Formula One driver. Look at this freaking thing. Design-wise, I think very few cars in the world can touch it. Forget about the SP1, forget about the Elva or whatever the name of the McLaren is. This is the granddaddy of them all, like of the new era. And this is a car that I hope one day I can afford, because imagine just having something like this. Look at where the exhaust is. Look at the little windshields. I mean, and also, by the way, they're not lined up. There's so many details here in this car that makes it so special. And this is one of my favorite designs of all time. It's not so much about the performance, it's not so much about the rarity, it's just about how it looks. I don't know what it is is about this design that drives me absolutely crazy in a great way. I love and adore this car. I used to have an SLR back in the day. I love that car, but I was always missing like that something extra special. And also knowing that this car existed at that time put a big dent on it. I love the design in this, and I hope one day I can buy one of these and put it in my living room because God. Look, an Enzo, and you know, like there's so many cars here, like how are you gonna pay attention to just one? And they're all so special and so rare. We had an incredible time in Riyadh. It turned out to be an insanely beautiful city with beautiful roads, architecture, great food, and most importantly, great people. I couldn't be more grateful for our experience there, and really hope that we can go back soon.